Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. It's Friday morning where we get together and we talk about happiness hacks and we practice them so that they actually work, because you can learn things, but unless you practice them and do them, then you know what happens? Nothing. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So, all right, I think I'm recording. I don't know. Laura, let me know. My friends, I have a really exciting thing to talk about today. Hi, Samsara. Good morning. This is super exciting. We're going to talk about vision boards, but I'm not just talking about a regular vision board, the vision board that I did, you know, whatever, 15 years ago, because I have been doing them for over 15 years. We're going to talk about how to really do a vision board. So it really, really works. I am going to ask you questions. I'm going to make you think deep. And then you are going to have the challenge of getting your vision board done. And then you're going to tag me in it, please, Happier by Minute, or on my Facebook page, because I really, Kieran, hi. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you forever. And then you're going to tag me because I want to see your vision board, okay? I want to see that you took this information and you did it. So let me tell you something. I was doing my vision board this Saturday, had some girls over. I actually have to schedule it, even if it takes months to get it on the calendar. We have to schedule it. And then, because otherwise I don't do it. I'll say, I'll do it later. And honestly, all these women that come over, they do the same thing. Oh, we'll get to it. But if we schedule it and we have to get there, then we do it. So here's the setup. I have the girls over. Barry's supposed to take all the boys out to do something super fun. I've given him like 5 different suggestions. But as soon as the ladies come over and they see the magazines and they see the scissors and they see the glue sticks and the poster boards, then all of a sudden, Dashiell says, can I make a vision board? Now, he's 7, and I haven't ever done a vision board with him. I've only done it with my girlfriends, but he sees it on my wall. I talk about it. I tell him how I look at it. And he said, okay, then we will, sure, absolutely. I got to show you because this is the cutest thing ever. So let's see, it's behind me. Let's see, this one is his behind me. Let's see, can you see it on both? Yes. But what is the cutest thing? So I said, go in and here's some magazines. I happen to have some, parenting ones and kids ones, and find pictures that make you feel good. Okay, how cute is this? Who's this? Ellen. So he watches Ellen, and he put vegetables. He doesn't even eat vegetables, but thank you. He just decided to put vegetables, so that's a good thing. So at least I'm brainwashing him a little bit. So he put Ellen. How cute is that? Because he watches her show. It totally makes her happy. He put some video games and some outdoor. And then Declan, the 4-year-old, said he wanted to do it. So Barry jumped in and helped them. Declan has skiing, and he picked a picture that had school on it because he loves school, vacations, swimming. He's just learning how to swim, so he wants to do even better swimming. These are the pictures they picked. And he cries when he goes to the pool. Like, is that amazing? Anyway, Legoland and a park. But I just think that's so amazing. I don't know, that I'm brainwashing my children and it's working, and subliminally. And so they did that. It was so cute. So if anybody knows Ellen, show her that, because it's the cutest thing ever. I sent her the little video of him saying, I'm so excited. I really love Ellen. She makes me laugh. And I love when they do the game shows. So anyway, that is the essence of the board, So I want to tell you something. Vision boards are not about BMWs, big houses, and piles of money. Not that you can't have them on there. I'm all for like putting a big $1 million check and, if you really, really want a BMW, but I'm going to take you back one step, because what I really, really, really want you to think about is, why do you want that BMW? Why do you want that Mercedes? Why do you want that picture of luxury? Why do you want that? Does it make you feel successful? Will it make you feel important? Will it make you feel rich? Because what I am going to tell you today is going to change the way you do vision boards. Because what I'm going to tell you is, go for the feeling. Go for the feeling. So put a BMW on there if it is going to make you feel successful, because that's what you want. Trust me, there are a lot of people driving fancy cars out there that do not feel happy or proud or successful. Is a BMW a example of you getting there? And I'll tell you a little story, and I hope my brother doesn't kill me. But my brother always wanted a Porsche. You know, he's a guy, and ever since he was 16 or something, he always wanted a Porsche, or Porsche, sorry. And just recently, he's become so successful that he could get a Porsche. And he was really excited, and he's like, I finally made it. I got the Porsche. He sent the picture, and in less than a month, he returned it. And he said, I had that feeling, the feeling I wanted, because he's a personal development guy. I had the feeling I wanted before I got that car. And it really wasn't as great as I thought it was. Actually, it's kind of hard to get in and out of. And it was so amazing that he had worked so hard to have that feeling. And then this awareness, a realization that car really didn't really do anything for him. So, and it wasn't on his vision board, by the way. All those other things are. So again, what is that feeling you're trying to get to? Again, I'm going to go on another tangent here, because there is this really big media frenzy in America about the schools, about the Ivy League schools, and people paying and doing illegal things to get their children into Ivy League schools who wouldn't normally get into them. And the thing that I find most sad about this is, number one, is it just about the appearance? Like, do you want your child, or does your child want to go to an Ivy League school just because it looks good to your friends and on paper? And then if it's on paper, do you want it to look good so they can get the job that will make them a lot of money? Like, why do you want your children to go to an Ivy League school? Because if it's that they have the best teachers, let me tell you something. Most of the Ivy League schools now have the classes for free online. And I want to learn from like the Dalai Lama. And I'm pretty sure he's not teaching at Stanford. He might show up at Stanford, but you can usually get a ticket to that anyway. So not that I don't think you should go to Stanford. I don't have any judgment about the universities. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I don't even believe in those words, to go to those schools. But just step back. If you're willing to do something illegal to go somewhere or do something or get something, what is that feeling you're trying to get? And then why do you want that feeling? I want to look good. I want to feel good. I want to look smart. I mean, you can go to so many schools and you can be smart. There are some of the smartest people we know who didn't go to college, much less an Ivy League school college. So much of this is based on our beliefs about what we think is important and what we think makes us important and what we think makes us valuable. So I'm really here to just turn the mirror back on yourself and ask yourself, is that what I really value? Is that what's really important to me? Because let me tell you something. If you're trying to get your child into a preschool so that they will get into the right elementary school, so they will get into the right high school, and then forcing them to do all kinds of extracurricular things so their high school resume looks good and that they get good grades and do all the advanced classes so they look good, so they can get into the right college, so they can get a really good job, so that they can make really good money, so then they can be happy. Anybody else wondering? First of all, we all know that money isn't what makes you happy. Money can bring you a lot of things that can make you happy, but not if you aren't happy first. If you are not happy poor, you will not be happy rich, period. Write it down. Okay. Anyway, so where was I going on that whole tangent? Oh, if your end goal is happiness, then let's just try to get happy now. And let's teach our kids to be happy right now and teach them the skills that they need to be happy. And then they will be happy in elementary school. And then they will be happy wherever they go in high school. And they will know to keep growing. And then they will be happy whatever they do. And then we need to work on your own happiness. As Dr. Shefali Saberi says, the issues about your children are not about your children. They are about you. What triggers you about your children is triggering about you and what you need. And your children are not here to become you or live out the life that you want. So I've already talked about that last week, but I want to get on to vision boards. I'm already 10 minutes in and I'm, setting it all up. So, I'm a big fan of Mind Valley. Vishen Lakhiani has talked about one of the most incredible things that I think he came up with are the 3 most important questions. So what he says, and what of course I believe, is that we are all looking at means goals and not end goals. And so when you think of your vision board, don't think about means goals like your job or stuff that is going to get you to the end goal. And again, what is the end goal? The end goal is happiness, and not happy all the time. If you watch me long enough, I'm not preaching, walk around with a big smile on your face and happy, joy. The only people that don't feel all the emotions of being human are dead people and psychopaths. And we don't want to be either of those. So you're going to feel all the emotions, but that we want to raise our happiness by baseline. We want to feel confident. We want to feel good about ourselves. We want to feel that we can handle anything. We want to feel resilient. We want to feel good about ourselves and the decisions that we make. We want to feel that we are living our best life. Okay, so those are end goals. The means are the things that we think that will get us there. So before you cut out any pictures, I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. If you're driving and you can't write them down, then don't worry, this will be on Instagram Live all day. It's going to be on Facebook, Happier by the Minute. And you can find it on my website, happierbytheminute.com. And if you subscribe to the Happy Huddle, within that, it's free, then you have access to all the other lessons. I've been doing this for over 18 months now. So that is a lot of weeks. That's over 70 lessons of little tips and tools that you can use. So, okay, so here are my 3 most important questions, okay? And I'm going to give you a little bit of time to think about it, but not too much time. The goal is to answer these questions in 90 seconds. And you're going, wait, I got to think about it. No, if you do it in more than 90 seconds, then your logical brain is going to kick in. And you are, yes, I'm doing Facebook Live at the same time. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for asking. So you're going to ask yourself these 3 questions. You're going to give yourself 90 seconds because you don't want all those beliefs and all that noise and all those beliefs to be, clouding up your thoughts. I want you to just do it. So I'm going to give you time. So if you're sitting somewhere, grab a piece of paper, write these down, and answer the questions. The first one, what do you want to experience? What do you want to experience? What is it going to feel like? So I'm probably going to end up going over 90 seconds, so you'll have extra time because I go off on tangents. But what do you want to experience so that on your last day, you have fully lived? You have used this life up. What is it that you want to see and do? And who do you want to see and do it with? And if time and money were absolutely no barrier, don't think about time or money. What would you do? Because you may win it in the lottery. You may win it from a contest. Somebody might give it to you. Somebody might ask you to come along. So write it as if there was no barrier. What do you want to experience with your health? What do you want to experience in love? What do you want that to feel like? Because when you go to Vision Board, you are going to find pictures that are going to look like that feeling. They're going to represent that feeling. What do you want to experience? Do you want to experience being a parent? And what does that feel like? You're going to put pictures of that up. You are going to surround yourself with those feelings of things that you want to experience. And put pictures. If you want to experience, an Alaskan cruise or, climbing Mount Everest, for sure put those pictures up. It doesn't mean they have to happen within the year. But you never know. Things have happened in less than a month when people put them on their vision board. So where do you want to travel to? What do you want it to look like? What do you want to experience with your family? Is it Disneyland? Or God, it's not Disneyland, it's hiking and backpacking. Put those pictures of what you want to experience and with who. Your social life, what do you want that to look like? What do you want that to feel like? Again, I'm asking the 3 most important questions. And this one is, what do you want to experience in your life? How do you want your home to look? Where do you want to live? Do you want to be looking out the window and looking at the beach or a mountain? Where do you want the holidays to look like and with who? On my vision board, let's see if you can see it. On my vision board, I have pictures of meditation. Like, that's what I want it to feel like. This is what I want it to feel like. I want my house to look that clean. I want it to, I have things that look like that. I want my backyard to feel like this. And I have more stories than, if you listen to really successful people who are living a well-lived life, not just rich, they're going to tell you that they ended up with a house that looked just like the house on their picture. There's just so many crazy stories like that. And if you put money on your vision board, which I'm all for, I got a big pile of money on there, because money isn't about things to me. Money to me represents freedom and experiences that I can do with my family and my children, and we can go places and we can play, and I don't have to worry about 9 to 5 and paying the next bill and living hand to mouth. That's what money represents. It doesn't mean that I can get a better car or that I can get fancy shoes or a fancy handbag. And if that's what you want, no judgment, but I just want to clarify, if you see that, it's not that money is not a bad thing. It's just what you do with it and how you use it and what you think about it. So let me move on to the second question. Checking my time. So if you have any questions about the first question, I am on Facebook Live, but I'm also on Instagram Live. You can ask questions and I can answer them. The second question: how do you want to grow? How do you want to grow? These are the 3 most important questions to help you create your vision board. How do you want to develop as a person? How do you want, of course, I'm a big fan of personal growth. I think that we are here to be challenged and to move through and to be better and feel better. And okay, I got to go over 90 seconds because I have to tell you a little story. The other day during my day job, I got a parking ticket, okay? And it's $45. That's a lot of money. But I'm going to tell you something. So at first, and last year, I would have been so upset. I would have, how am I going to go down to City Hall and tell them I don't deserve this, even though I did? Like, gosh, I hate those parking, people. They're always trying to get you, and they are so terrible that they just ruin people's days. That's what I would have said a year ago. But because I practice all the time, you are going to be shocked at what I did. I'm shocked. I said, you know what? I probably made that lady's day. You know what? She's probably super psyched that she got me and that she got a parking ticket, and whether she meets her quota or gets a bonus or commission or whatever it is, she did her job. And at the end of the day, I deserved it. I didn't move my car. And so she did her job and she felt good about her job. And so getting a ticket, it was worth $45 for me to make her day. That is truly how I felt. It sounds crazy, but isn't that so much better than being super pissed off at her for doing her job and blaming her for something that I really did? And then I didn't even beat myself up. I was like, okay, well, that's okay. I don't have to worry about moving my car now. I can finish what I'm doing. Like, that's the shifts that you have when you practice this. So anyway, I don't know, I'm going off on a tangent about how you want to grow, because I believe I have grown by doing this practice for so long every day that those things don't bother me. And that's what it's about. So there are times I get upset, but I don't get upset about parking tickets. Like, wouldn't you feel great? And if you don't get upset about parking tickets, amen to you. That's awesome. What do you get upset about? And can we move through those? So anyway, just throwing that out there. How do you want to grow? How do you want to develop? How do you want to personally transform, because, you know, you don't want to stay stuck. One of the things I talk about on here is you want to be intentional about where you're going to be 5 years from now. I'm telling you, millions and millions and millions of people are going to wake up 5 years from now and say, how did I get here? How did this happen? But not us. We are going to be intentional. We are answering these questions intentionally. We are creating vision boards intentionally, and we are visualizing intentionally. We are being grateful intentionally. So we are designing our lives intentionally so that 5 years from now, we are going to say, oh, I totally know how I got here, because I designed it and I visualized it and I created it, because it is 100% possible. So I hope you're going to do that with me. What books do you want to read? How do you want to grow through books? How do you want to grow as a parent? How do you want to grow as a partner, as a girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife? How do you want to grow in those roles? How do you want to grow with a language? What skill do you want to learn? Do you want to learn to play the guitar, an instrument? Do you want to learn to paint? Do you want to learn a language? Do you want to learn how to do Sudoku? Do you want to learn Monopoly? Like, whatever it is. How do you want to grow as a parent? Do you want to learn to be more patient? Do you want to learn to be more kind? Do you want to just question yourself as a parent that I just want to try different things? I may not know the exact right way to parent, so I'm just going to open up my mind. You know, I always say, when we know better, we do better, period. It doesn't mean it. That's about how you change a light bulb and how you cook to how you parent. When we know better, we do better. And it's not a judgment. It's just a action. How do you want to grow in your emotional intelligence? How do you want to grow in your spiritual life? I'm a big fan of meditating, so I hope everybody puts meditation on there, because that just is going to help you grow spiritually, and it is going to help you. It's going to help you quiet your mind. It's going to help you get clearer about what you want to do and who you want to be and how you want to get there. It's going to help you. It leaves space. Believe me, I have ADHD. I got a monkey mind. I'm all over the place. And when I finally embraced meditation, it took me forever. I didn't really start until I was in my late 40s. I wish I had done it sooner. It left space for me to actually allow ideas and thoughts to come in. And I talked about that last week about kids getting bored, because when you're bored, you have to think of something new. And so that is where the creativity comes from. Okay, tangent. How do you want to grow? How do you want to grow? How do you want to grow in your health? How do you want to grow at work? How do you want to grow your skills? But also, how do you want to grow personally at work? How do you want to be a better person? How do you want to help your peers and your coworkers grow? Do you want to grow in leadership? What kind of character traits do you want to grow? Do you want to be more persistent? Do you want to have more grit? I think I told you that my son, one of his challenges, you know, it's sort of a chore, but a challenge is he earns coins and rewards for grit. Now, I'm not a big fan of extrinsic rewards, but at that age, they need to get into the habit and they need to know what it feels like to be successful with grit. And so, you know, sometimes you got to use some tools, but it is really like grit. And he knows the word grit, and he knows it's about doing something, pushing through when something's hard. He's learning that at 7. Don't we wish we had all learned that at 7? Gosh, I'm trying to learn it now. Okay, the third question. How do you want to contribute? How do you want to contribute to the world? How do you want to contribute in your family? What do you want to do? What are you contributing now? And how do you want to grow that? How do you want to contribute to your friends, your friendships? How do you want to contribute to your work and your career? And how is your work contributing to the world? No matter how tough your life is, when you begin to look outside yourself and how you're going to contribute just to the person next to you, it doesn't even need to be global. When you think about how am I going to contribute today, honestly, I'm telling you, contributing can just be a random act of kindness. So yesterday, as we were in the line to get in and out, yes, I take my kids to in and out every once in a while. When I was in the drive-through, I've heard a lot of people doing this. And so I said to Declan, you know what, we're going to pay for the lady behind us and we'll see if it makes her feel good. I don't know. It's going to make me feel good. And so we paid for the person behind us. And it was really funny because the cashier was like, wait, you want to pay? Yeah, why not? Just whatever her bill is, pay for it too. And so, it's not that much. It's a small little number. And as soon as we drove a little bit forward, about to get our food, I looked in the rearview mirror and I could see the lady behind me going. And then she's waving and she's screaming out the window saying, oh my gosh, that is such an awesome surprise. Thank you so much. You just made my day. And it was like, oh, that's so cool. So they're tiny little things. And I'm not telling you those to brag. I just want you to have little tiny moments that you can see that contributing to the world and somebody else's happiness, because now it's going to ripple out. It's so easy and it's so small. And so as you do your vision board, what are things that make you feel good about contributing? How do you want to contribute? And so think about what that feeling is going to look like, and what are the things on there? How do you want to contribute to your state and your community? It's just, how are we going to make the world a better place? These are the things that I want you to put on your vision board. And so, like I said at the beginning, these are the 3 most important questions. I didn't make them up. These are Vishen Lakhiani's. They are incredible. So as you tag me, hashtag happier by minute, hashtag vision board, hashtag Vishen Lakhiani, hashtag Mind Valley, so he knows that his 3 most important questions are reaching even more people. He doesn't have a trademark on these saying nobody else can use them. He wants, I want you, he wants me to tell you, and he wants you to tell, 100 other people too. So use them. Use these questions. He uses them in his business. Every single employee makes this. Oh God, Jackie, you're so cute. Thank you. Hashtag Stacey Rocks if you want to do that too. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. Love you. So anyway, again, do your vision board, but do it with your end goals, not your means goals, right? What is that car going to make you feel? What is that money going to give you? What is that job going to do for you? So, I have a lot of pictures of vacations. I really want a lot of experiences with my family. And families, actually that's true. I want to go out with other like-minded families and do these together. And I want to grow with them in our parenting skills. As a parenting coach, blogger, whatever I am, I'm still learning too. I'm like afraid to come out of the closet with that. Oh, Vishen Lakhiani. Thank you for asking me how to spell his name. Laura will write it in there. Vishen Lakhiani, Lakiani. I think that's right, but Laura will write it. And, you can find these in his book, which is The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. There's free YouTube videos. He has a really great one. If you just do the 3 most important questions, Vishen Lakhiani, you'll see that there's a blog about it, and it's really good. He does a 20-minute video explaining it. So it's really, oh, thank you. There was an H in Vishen Lakhiani. So it's really, really great. So I want you to do your vision board within the next week. I want you to tag me because I want you to feel like you have to be accountable to somebody. I make a schedule. I make myself accountable to my friends. We have to show up. We have to do it. So if you send me a picture of you doing it, then I'm going to know that you did it. And I want to see that they're about your end goals, what you want to feel like, how you want to grow, what you want to experience, and how you want to contribute. And then you are going to be amazed at what's going to happen. And then I can't wait for you to tag me when the things happen. Even if surprise things happen, like, I don't know, I put a blender on there and it showed up, like whatever it is that you want, because that blender is going to allow you to cook, which is going to give you joy, right? Go for the end goal. So again, I would like to end at 9:30 because I see, gosh, I don't have time for hour-long podcasts. So this is half an hour every Friday morning at 9 a.m. where you can join me just to play with our happiness hacks, learn some tips and tools, and then show me on the other end that you're doing them. I am so grateful for you showing up because you're holding me accountable. It means I gotta show up, and and it just makes me better. And I'm really grateful for all your support.